Hey everybody, Gary from 401k Dexter's. I stop at one of my favorite stores, Tractor Supply, Propane. So you can see the price has come down about $2.99 a gallon, which is great because it was up there pretty good. Glad I pulled in front of this guy over here. He's got quite a few propane bottles to fill, so I squeezed in line in front of him. But I've got to run in and pick up some medicine for a neighbor whose horse is a little under the weather. Looking for some Banamine or Butte to help him with some pain. Also gonna peek around and see what I can see in there. Maybe bring something home extra for Linda. Talk to you later. Look what I found. Chickens. Those are hard to come by this year. Seems like they get bought out about every time they arrive. We'll be getting some of these at the homestead eventually. Oh, there's some duckies. So here we are in the horse medicine supplement section. The neighbor down the street that had the operation asked us to pick us up some Banamine, but the only thing that they've got that's close to that is this Buteless, and it says it has some devil's claw in it, which I'm not real familiar with, but it says it's support for a healthy inflammatory response and gentle on the stomach. So we're going to pick some of that up for her. Yeah, well, that didn't go too well. The tank that I had with me that I wanted filled up for the truck camper was expired. You have to have them tested every 5 years, and the one that I had expired back in November. So there is a place in town that does that, so I'm going to run the tank over there and drop it off, and I can pick it up, you know, during lunch or something next week. But I was able to pick up the Buteless medicine for our neighbor, so at least I got something done. Well, I had to stop for gas first, and ouch, that hurts. But I did see the truck filling up over here, so I had heard that you shouldn't fill up gas if the tanker is filling up gas. So I walked over and asked him and said, hey, I'd heard a old wives' tale rumor that the sediment gets stirred up when the tanks are filled, so you should avoid getting gas. And he said, you know, maybe a long time ago it used to be that way, but they've got such a filtration system in place now that you really don't have to worry about it, especially at a place like Quick Trip or, you know, modern day truck stops. He said, you know, however, there might be some mom and pop stores that don't have really good filtration systems that you might want to stay away from. So just a tidbit of info. All right, everybody, we're here at Greenville Automatic Gas in Greenville, Texas. They did an inspection. You can see right on the tank I'm good for another 5 years. I was wrong, it wasn't a hydrostatic test, it was just a visual test. They look for rust, make sure all the gauges and the valves are intact and that there's no bulges or rusting on the tank. So $5 and we're good to go. And they filled it here, so I don't have to go back to Tractor Supply. Easy peasy. Now back to another store for some cow fencing. All right, stop number 4 for the day here at Atwood's Ranch and Home Store. This is a competitor to Tractor Supply. They've got all the same types of stuff for farm and ranch. You can see they've got lots of plants out there. I did go over there and look real quick before I turned the camera on. We were looking for some turnips, but they don't seem to have any. So I'll go in and check out and see if they have the fencing that I need. All right, we're here at Atwood's Farm and Ranch Store out in the back of the yard looking at fencing. We've got the cattle fencing, which is a larger 6x6 opening, 330-foot roll. And then down here, they've got goat fencing, which is like a 2x4 opening. Pretty sure that the goat fencing is a little more than the cattle fencing. But one thing I wanted to point out is when we got the property, we went to the Texas office of the comptroller and applied for a tax-free number. And as a farm business, then you can get a ID that you can use for tax exemption. So anything that you buy that is for the infrastructure of your property, then you're not charged taxes on it. So what you do is you go to a business that accepts those types of forms and tax ID numbers. You fill out a form that they give you right at the register, put your number on it, sign it, and then they put it into their system. And within, a few minutes, I think the last time I was here at Atwood's, I had to fill out the form, and it took maybe 15 minutes for it to go to their corporate office and then come back and for us to be in their system. So anything that we buy is not taxed for the farm. So just something else to be aware of when you're buying things for your property. You might look into getting a tax ID so you get a little bit of discount. So we're going to go inside and pay for this. 401k Dexter's out.